What's going on, guys? It's your boy ZakNoC here. Thank you for tuning in to our 4th live feedback show for the HipHopWarzone subreddit. Geez. I'm tired this morning, y'all. It's been a hell of a kickoff to the year. I'm telling you what. I'm really ready to get into these CYPHER entries and these beat challenge entries we got for this week, though. Geez, I'm trying to think of if I got anything on the docket that I want to get off before we kind of get started. Well, Happy New Year to everybody. I don't know why I didn't start that. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. A lot of cool entries into the beat challenge this week. I did follow through and I did kind of listen to those guys, so we would be prepared and we wouldn't really have to listen to the whole thing on stream. For the CYPHER stuff, I'm going in completely blind, so I'm really excited to see what you guys cooked up this week. For everybody who made it into the live feedback show last time, thank you very much for tuning in. Unfortunately, due to a little bit of a technical issue, we were unable to save the CYPHER portion of the live feedback show, but I think we've got all the kinks kind of like worked out for this round. So I'm thinking we kind of just go in and get started, and stay tuned or check back in for the end of the stream because I will have an announcement to come through there as well. Actually, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna just do it right now. So starting next week, if you guys remember the last show, I had mentioned at the end of the beat stream that we were going to be doing another live show every month. That one was going to be called the War Room Podcast, and I'm here to announce that episode 1 will stream live on the HipHopWarzone YouTube channel at 12 p.m. Eastern on Monday, January 16th, and it will feature the guest, u/Maggothead96, also known as Cliff from the subreddit. Him and I are going to be going over the self-promo entries from the past couple of weeks. We're also going to be kind of going and talking back and forth, giving some tips and tricks on just rapping, having a conversation about rapping, lyric writing, flows, all that fundamental stuff. It's going to be a really good time. And to close everything out, we're also going to be talking about our favorite albums of last year. So yeah, definitely tune in for that, guys. It's going to be 12 o'clock Eastern on Monday. It's going to be really cool, so I hope to see you guys there. In the meantime, speaking of Cliff, we actually have him up here and ready to go. As the first entry we're going to be taking a look at for the CYPHER this week. So, without further ado, let's see what my boy Cliff has going on. This CYPHER round was produced by Beats by Wayne T. If you watched the beat stream the beat challenge stream last week, the 3.1 stream, I actually did give feedback on this beat during that stream. So here is Cliff's entry, like I said, also known as u/Maggothead96 on the subreddit. Let's see what he cooked up for us.
Sway and Merc. Round 2. Let's see what y'all got for me. Yo, listen to the go with the words, spit shit absurd with verbs that leave stress cracks in the earth, make the competition question they words. When I spit a verse, make it cats ask for the hearse, bask in the bass that I heard, knowing that I mastered the game. Add kerosene to the flame, nothing left of myself to claim, except for the cash and the fame. One track mind, murder on the brain, turning any rapper in vicinity into my enemy, cause the enemy isn't really a friend of me, and I hate to be the one to tell them that, but fuck them in they raps, comparison is sad, cause side by side with my shit's trash, that's why I had to put them bitches in a bag. Fuck them. Cause ain't nobody on my level. As I string words like Geppetto, I'm here to glow, so fuck mellow. Anybody trying to get the smoke, I bellow at your front door like hello. Nothing left to do but win. 2-piece fist to the skin. Y'all done met Cliff his twin. Fuck around and find out again.
Hey, okay. Another good one from my boy. I think his here, I'll let it ring out just in case there's anything left. Hey. Yeah, no, I think that's the end of it. Okay, wicked. All right, I really like that as a start off to the week or to the stream this week. Cliff, my guy, you're on fire for this one. I do have to say, I really like the wordplay. I really like the kind of way your rhyme scheme comes off is really aggressive. It really took the braggadocious theme that we went with for this week. And really ran with it. You had some creative bars in there. I was gonna say I liked the string words like Geppetto. I'm here to gloat, fuck mellow. Like there's a lot of like funny little bars in there. You and I have talked separately about this as well, but I think once again the number one place you're going to want to come up with some new ideas is probably in your mixing. your bars could come off really, really like professional and well-rounded and like in a song-ready format, but it's still got that very DIY sounding vocal, which if you're making like garage rock or some shit is totally cool. But with this like kind of hip hop where you're going very direct, you're being very aggressive, we do need to tighten up that mix. But you and I are talking about that already, so pay a little more attention to that for me. There was a couple of times in here where you slightly landed a rhyming word off beat. It wasn't a huge issue that stuck out to me, but it was something that I did notice. So just do keep in mind, like make sure you're using the cleanest recordings that you can, punch in when you have to. It's definitely worth doing. But overall, this is a fucking awesome entry. Way to go from last week's CYPHER entry winner. Cliff, also known as MaggotHead96 on the subreddit. Right, who do we got next? U/Manzit is who we're going to be going for. You just give me a moment to get him up in front of y'all. So yes, Manzit also goes by Mans on SoundCloud. This one is called Capitalize, produced by Beats by Wayne T. This is his CYPHER number 4 entry. Let's see what he is rocking with and what he took from my feedback from last week or the week before.
Yeah. Microphone assassin.
I like how that's starting out.
Busy
already.
daily counting paper, put my mom off the labor. If it's drama, I don't save her, cause my destiny is labeled as the GOAT.
Okay.
Money to start on my sentence, I capitalize. You always capping, you tell capitalize. That's a capital C. What I be getting is capital P's. We on a new era, capital T's. I only hang out with them capital G's. You feel me, I'm tripping. Came out the blue, you might think that I'm crippin'. This beam I'm whipping. Been working hard, imagine me slipping. Can't put this on pause. This ain't no game, I did this because money and power, respect all above. You don't want this smoke, aim for the moon and I shoot for the stars. So many bars, never in prison. Looking too far, immaculate vision. Too many scars was on my decision. Too many flaws, that ain't no condition. I do what I does, I rap and you listen, bitch.
Okay, that was Capitalized by Mans. That was Capitalized by our guy Mans, also known as Manzit on the subreddit. Let me stop this. All right, Mans. I like what you did this week a lot more than I like what you did last week. It seemed like a lot tighter. If I remember correctly, we might have had some like flow issues with things falling off beat a little bit last week. It wasn't perfect this round, but you definitely tightened that right up, and I really appreciate it. Again, I also think that your inflection, which I believe last round I had mentioned to you that something that I thought you could really lean into and do some cool stuff with was your accent. And I think that you're moving in the right direction with that. Once again, it's not perfect, but it's an improvement. You're getting more comfortable with your voice and using your accent specifically as a way to set you apart and serve as a unique quality to your vocal. And I think that that's working really well for you. Still to improve, I do think you kind of need to tighten up that little bit of flow there. Like I really actually like this intro. This busy count paper put my mom off the labor. That was like a really eerie kind of way to work into this, and I think it actually like matched the start of the beat pretty quick in a really cool way. I really like how you drew out your capital G's line. I'm somebody who plays a lot with kind of drawing out lines and stuff like that. It's something that I did quite a bit this week as well. So I really enjoy you like playing around with your voice more. That's really cool to hear. Lastly, I feel like you could have made this like really psychedelic with your mix, actually. I feel like with the kind of approach that you were taking with your vocal, approach that you were taking with your lyrics, you could have been a little more creative and done something a little bit more off the wall or a bit more weird sounding. I might have appreciated a little bit more reverb on your vocal, something that made it sound a little more airy, because I think it could have worked as a really interesting quality to set you apart once again. But overall, this is a good entry. I'm not vibing quite as much as I was with Cliff's, but I think that this is definitely a step up from last week, and I think that you're definitely incorporating a lot of those recommendations that I put in there. I really do like how you were kind of leaning into your accent a bit more and making it work for you. I'm trying to think of any rappers that I could recommend that you could like, I don't know, listen to maybe get some ideas from. There was a couple of lines in there that you sounded like that I forget his name. It's not Heem, but it's the other guy from the Sweatshop Boys. He was in that Star Wars movie. He was in Rogue One. He acted in it. Maybe check out some Sweatshop Boys stuff. It's not a one-to-one for your voice by any means, but it's a little more similar, where maybe you could get some ideas for how to like, you know, manipulate your voice a bit to come off as a little bit more professional and convincing and really like command the microphone. But you are moving in the right direction, man. Like, it's definitely going well. I like this one a lot. Okay. Next up, hey, we got our boy 9 Lives, also known as ABC on the subreddit. You may know this guy as the reason that this all happens, man. This is our number one in the Warzone, man. He's killing it. He's really, like, none of this shit would be happening without him. So let's see what you've got for your Cypher entry, man. I have not heard this yet. I kept this one a surprise. I kept all of these a surprise, actually. So let's see what we got rocking with. Give me a second here.
Wayne T on the beat.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. I've been chilling and sitting in the background with the bird's eye view, and I'm back now. Getting back in the booth and I'm laughing at you. My killer, I'ma kill you with a smackdown. What happened to GC? He's capping on me, thinking he'd be like a captain to me. On this pirate ship, he get blasted easy. Walking the plank and get cast in the sea. People thinking that catch was over with. I got 9 lives and the passion goes with it. Words mean nothing but my actions show for it. Now get in the front seat and act a chauffeur, bitch. Act a chauffeur, bitch. Ha. And that's the only way that you're ever getting to my lane. Is it all the same? I'll be winning at the game while you're shitting on my name, bro. But what the hell were you thinking? Trying to make a single move without blinking. It's because of snakes I don't put on the brakes in my Continental Lincoln. Yeah, in my Continental Lincoln.
Man, I'm fucking mad at you. I'm mad at you that you haven't been here. Let me like pause this quickly. I'm mad at you for not participating in the rest of these, man. There's been a couple of beats here that you would have fucking slayed. There's a couple of beats in here that you would have really killed, man. I need to see you in like the next couple of ciphers. I better see you in the next couple of ciphers, man. You've been holding out on me. Okay, so 9 Lives, ABC, my boy. I was really impressed by that. You know what? I think that, you know, there's still a couple of words in there that you're kind of like tripping up on, or you're not quite sure how to deliver, but you actually brought a lot of confidence and conviction in your voice, which I think works really well for you. You have a very deep, low inflection. And I think that there's a lot of power in that. I like that you were kind of drawing out some more words. Like I've mentioned before, that's something that I play around with a lot. That's a superpower that I think is very underutilized by a lot of rappers. I liked how you were playing around with those like less conventional ways to deliver your vocal. I think it worked really well at certain points. I think that at certain points it kind of came off as a little awkward, like the pirate line, for example, where the way you delivered like, on this pirate ship, you get blasted easy. You sounded like you might have been just tripping up there a little bit. That might have been just like a maybe re-record the take kind of thing. But it just was being delivered just a little bit awkward, whereas the front end of the verse, like the midsection of the verse, you were delivering your lines very definitively. There was a lot of authority to your vocal. And that's actually something that I feel like a couple of cats in here really like struggle with is having that authority over the microphone. And like I said, your voice is very, very good for you could play around, do some like very creepy styles of hip hop. You could do some sinister shit and have it come off as really convincing. And I think that this beat actually matched you pretty well there. So this is a good one. Things to improve. Like I said, yeah, try cause like your bars are good. It's not the most like mind-blowing punchlines or wordplay or anything in there right now, but I don't think I've seen any of that this week yet. Well, Cliff had a bit of it, but I think that like, you know, obviously the bars could develop a bit more. You could play around with like a little bit more of a flow switch or some rhyme scheme swaps, you know, maybe work in some more multi-syllabic rhyme schemes. So things that, you know, rhyme at multiple different points in the word. But I think that your delivery, like the thing is delivery at the end of the day, I say this all the time, but like rap is music first. Like hip hop is music first. That's why I don't like all these like lyrical miracle rappers. Like I come from Vancouver, BC. I'm a Canadian, and my hip hop scene in my city, up until recently has always been extremely focused to like Eminem fans and like people who grew up thinking like Eminem, D12, like Aftermath, that's the only hip hop worth listening to, which at one point when I was much younger I would have agreed with. I don't necessarily agree with that anymore, but there's a lot of lyrical miracle shit that comes out of my city, and I am not a huge fan of that. I think you can kind of get lost in the sauce with that and forget you're supposed to be making music. And I definitely think that your voice has so much fucking, like, there's so much you could do with it to really get it working there for you and really get it. I thought this was a very good Cypher entry. I like I can't believe you haven't been submitting more up to this point, man. You gotta come up for the rest of these. Good job, man. Good job. Okay, who do we got next? We got Different Bus 2005, u/Different Bus 2005 on the subreddit. I will tell you who that is on SoundCloud if you just give me a quick sec here. Let's see what I got. Give me 1 second. I'm thirsty. Stay hydrated as fuck out here. What's up? You guys better be drinking your water. If you haven't drank water yet this morning, get up right now and go drink water. All right. So we got, yeah, it's u/Different Bus 2005. Looks like they go by We Need a Beat Productions on SoundCloud. Let's see what We Need a Beat did. Braggadocious is the name of the freestyle, produced beats by Wayne T. Let's see what we got.
JP, I'm so braggadocious. Got your mind in my palms, you could call it hypnosis, or I think psychosis. I don't know who knows this. Why I split these bars, you could call it mitosis. All these rappers choking on tuberculosis. They got skin in the game, but they got necrosis. Shorty about to spread their legs like you know I'm Moses. New year, new me, yeah, I gotta toast it. Hold up. Let me switch it up, cause these rappers not a body. Bullets just grazed me, thought I caught a body. Doesn't even faze me, maybe at the lobby. No, I'm not crazy, don't call me Bobby. She used to have thoughts, now she known as a thotty. I give them light cause they know I'm the potty. I got the sauce, they call me the poppy. I with the whip, I call it Bugatti.
Oh, fucking K. Yo, We Need a Beat Productions. Fucking Braggadocious, produced by Wayne T. Man, okay, so this is what I mean when I say hip-hop is music first, when rapping is music first. Because, like, was that the most lyrically blown away? Like, did that bring the bars on the level that, like, Cliff did, for example? No. However, that's my favorite one so far. That is my favorite one so far because that shit killed the delivery and locked the delivery in. It brought the swag. It brought that energy. It had that kind of tongue-in-cheek, kind of like playing around with you a little bit vibe. I like that one a fucking lot, dog. Like that was hard. That was hard. I actually I'm pissed off that the lyrics aren't in there. I might ask 9 Lives to make that a requirement moving forward for the ciphers because it is a lot easier for me to give feedback when I can see these lyrics. So maybe just for you, my friend, like make sure they're included next time, please. It's not a requirement on the subreddit. You didn't miss anything, but it's just something that I appreciate because it makes it easier for me to kind of let you guys know. Yeah, man, I really fuck with that actually. I off the top of my head, like I'm not coming out with any like glaring flaws, to kind of point out to you. I mean, I guess if you found a way to like have that kind of dialed in delivery, it was a nice mix. It wasn't the most detailed mix I've ever heard, but it did the job. It did what it needed to do. It matched the sparseness of the beat. Every line was delivered on beat. Like all the fundamentals for you, you're meeting it. If you found a way to bring in some like Cliff level bars to that he was doing, or if you found a way to kind of like, bring even more personality than you did, because there's a couple of lines in there where like the personality was shining through. You can't ignore it. It's excellent. If I could get that through the whole thing, you're sailing, my guy. You're sailing. That was a fucking awesome entry. I really like that. Like I said, it wasn't my favorite set of bars this week, but as a song, as a piece of music, as a structured piece, I killed it. A1. Love that. Damn. Okay. And then it was a bit of a short week this week, I do have to say. I mean, everyone's kind of getting used to the the beginning of the week, the beginning of the year, everyone's kind of easing in, doing their thing. So those were the main ones to close out the show today, or at least the Cypher portion of the show today. I'm not going to split up the beat stream and the Cypher stream. I don't think it's necessary. The only reason it happened last time is because the stream dropped halfway through, so we had to kind of start a new one. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys what I brought, and I think that I'm gonna have some things to say. All right. Give me a sec. My bad. Okay. And this is u/XVI Music. Oh, no, I don't want to give it away. This is u/XVI Music, also known as ZakToven on SoundCloud, also known as ZakNoC on this goddamn stream. I host the NoC Notes YouTube channel. I host this show. I'm going to be hosting the War Room podcast. Check out the first episode this Monday at 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. It's your boy, ZakNoC, ZakTove, fucking Zakman, Zakaroni, whatever you want to call me. Let's go. But yeah, this is my entry. It's called Freestyle 4. Probably pretty uncouth to name a fucking song after a Kanye song right now, but fuck it, whatever was the fourth cypher, we're doing it. Freestyle 4 by ZakToven, produced by Beats by Wayne T. I'm gonna show you guys what I was doing this round. Hey, yo, HipHopWarzone is ZakToven, his bitch. We got Wayne T and his bitch. And Cypher number 4 and his bitch. You ready? Let's go. I've been getting in my bag, homie, I'm trying to relax. Smoking, my breathing is black, yeah, facts, this slides. And I'm getting low on my cash, but still getting bitches to smash. Uzi, I pull out the mag, that's a rag. Purchase a pack, it feel like a tax, so I'ma attack. Rolling them boys in the back, bumping the rappers who pack it a strap, and they spray it like Canada ash. Ain't got no question to ask. My mans all know where I be, know where they find it on me. Smoking on tree, I be riding this beat, bitch, please. Cause I never wait on a call. Don't fuck with your shit at all. My only dream is to ball. Princeton, I'm charming, I'm having a ball. Splitting the atom, I'm God. I got two sides to be Darth Maul. Ain't gon' stop till money on tall. I could give two fuck about law. They don't give one fuck about me, so fuck y'all. What you want out of me, huh? Cause I came with this heat, but I ain't for the streets, huh? What you want out of me, bruh? On my ice ain't a thing, all that talking is cheap, bruh. Yo, fuck a new freezer. Fuck a fake, fuck a place. I'm not what I hate, and I'm not about to break. Give a fuck what you think. I'm not about to waste energy on that shade, bruh. Give a fuck about her, yeah. I'ma come louder, yeah. Hitting that powder, smoking that sour. Speakers need more power, yeah. You motherfuckers are fishy as fuck. You be stuck in that clam chowder, yeah. Just keep swimming, yo. Go find Nemo. This game don't need no more flounders, yeah. Making this wave, I'm a founder. Making this wave, I'm a founder, bitch. Yo, HipHopWarzone, what's up? One take, bitch. That was a fucking lie. Oh my god. Okay, there was no one take there. I just that was what I said at the end of my first take that I didn't end up liking that much, and that I just liked how it sounded because I said it with so much conviction, so I just kept it in. But that was not one take. Don't feel bad. All right. For my entry, so ZakToven, XVI Music on the subreddit, ZakNoC in front of your face. So what I was doing on there, because there was some very different approaches to the cypher this week, as you guys heard. But last week or last episode, I kicked a lot of game, just like today, about the power of using your voice and about the power of inflection and about the fact that rap is music first. And if it doesn't sound good as music, it's not going to sound good as bars or poems or whatever the fuck you want to do. So this round, I decided that my best approach to this cypher would be, if I wanted to demonstrate kind of what I was trying to talk about there, that sometimes using a weird ass vocal inflection or something that, you know, the average rapper would not kind of do with their voice, sometimes over a certain beat, that stuff can work really well. And you don't need the most intricate rhyme pattern or most mind-blowing simile or metaphor or whatever. If your voice sounds fun doing what it's doing. And I think that that's actually underestimated by a lot of people, because if your voice sounds cool doing what it's doing, then does what it's doing really matter? I mean, sure, if you're like, somebody who really is like a lyric nerd, or you're somebody who, just loves the like staccato flow shit, like, but if you listen to a lot of diverse different kinds of hip hop, like if you listen to a lot of different diverse kinds of music, that there's so many different ways to approach a vocal. And I feel like rappers get into this bad habit of pigeonholing themselves into this one archetype because, like, for example, white rappers feel like they have to be fucking like some kind of lyrical miracle, whatever the fuck. And that hasn't really like started to waver until like the Gen Z generation rappers and shit like that. But yeah, I wanted to kind of try my hand at making something that I thought was a little more lyrically basic, a little more. I still had some fucking punchlines in there that I guarantee went over y'all's head. But my number one focus for this cypher was playing with my voice and seeing, like, I have never made anything like that before. That was my very first time ever making a song that leans into a trap inflection that hard, or draws out my voice to that degree. But now I've learned skills by doing that I know I can bring back to my own music and that I can bring back to future compositions that I make. Maybe I'm not going to go all the way like, I'm a come louder, yeah. Like, but I might, do some more of the, or I even did it in my like very first cypher. You guys might remember when it's like, I got a leaf on my flag when I like drew that shit out. Like it can do a lot. Like there's a lot with your voice. It's not all about just having the hardest bars or the hardest this or the hardest that. In hindsight, do I wish I'd have brought maybe a little bit more lyrical content? Yeah, because I feel like that could have, added to the entirety of it. But instead of it being like some really heady lyrical content, maybe something that's a bit funnier. And I am notoriously not funny, so that's very hard for me. But it, something that would have brought it up to that more complete level where people don't feel like my lyrics are super whatever. I mean, I feel like my delivery really carried it this round. But I definitely could have done more on the lyrical end to bolster that and make it like a complete piece. And I think that that's something that I'm going to work on for the next one, maybe figuring out how to hybridize my zanier approach with my lyrical approach. Maybe that's something I gotta work on. If you guys got any suggestions for me based off of what I did this week, let me know. And yeah, that wraps up all of our cypher entry feedback for today. So thank you to everybody who contributed. I know that this type of beat can be difficult for some rappers who are like demographic in this subreddit. I know we have a little bit more of a boom bap inclination to my view. But I really hope that even if there's a challenging beat, or there's a challenging kind of topic, I really urge you guys to try and give it your best shot anyway. Because even if what you make is kind of trash, and even if I kind of pan it on this stream, it's like I said, like, this week I learned shit that I've been rapping since 2010. I dropped my first song on August 24th, 2010 from the Red Room in my grandfather's house in fucking England. And like, in the 12 years since then, I have learned more probably in the past 2 years just because I stopped being obsessed with everything I made being perfect. I stopped being obsessed with everything I made having to hit this mark or being afraid to look a little goofy or to have people clown me for what I was trying. But that's where all the best ideas are born. So I really, really urge you guys where if you get, if we run a cypher and you guys don't like the beat or you don't like the topic, give it your best shot anyway. Because I really do think that there's a lot that you guys can learn by challenging yourselves and stepping out of your comfort zone that way. I mean, that's what the Warzone's all about. It's about pushing each other to be better. It's about sharing this feedback. It's about sharing these skills. And we have a lot of potential here. We have some good core members in this community, and we have new folks popping up all the time. So really, we got a lot going on here. So definitely participate, guys. Participate as much as you can. So that was it for the ciphers. Like I said, just if anyone dropped in midway through the stream, I guess I will refresh the announcement. On Monday of this week, this upcoming week, January 16th at noon Eastern time, we're going to be running the very first War Room podcast for the subreddit. So that's going to be myself. I'm going to have a guest on. It's Cliff, also known as Maggothead96, who won the last cipher. So yeah, Monday we're going to be talking about some stuff. If you want, you can rewind to the beginning of the stream. I told you guys what we're going to be talking about. But yeah, it's going to be a really good time. So 12 o'clock Eastern, January 16th. It's a Monday. Drop in on your lunch break or something. If you guys are working, if you guys got the day off, then watch the whole goddamn thing. I'm going to be really sad if you don't. All right, let's get into these beats. Yee. I was doing a lot of like random ad libs and shit too on mine. That's another thing, guys. Actually, you know what? Before I jump off and jump into the beats, I want to let you guys know. I want to hear more ad libs and more playing with layering on some of these ciphers. You guys are really like focusing and dialing in on your bars and that sort of shit. I really think you guys should maybe try and add in some more vocal layering, add in some ad libs, bring the energy if it's a beat that demands it. Like I feel like that beat, a very trap focused kind of eerie vibe. I should have heard more ad libs than I did. I definitely should have heard more ad libs than I did. So maybe if you guys aren't rappers who usually use ad libs, experiment with them. Try it. See what you can get working. You can usually mix ad-libs in a much zanier way than you do your main vocal and have it sound really cool and like really spacious and yeah, just a thought. But now we'll get into these beats. Okay. This is the beat challenge number 2, y'all. We got the beat challenge number 2. So I actually pre-listened to these. So like I said in my last stream that we would be I'd be pre-listening to the beats because it's not really feasible for everyone to have to sit here and listen to every single 3 to 5 minute beat one after the other. All right, so the first one we got is U/2665 Jeff. He is our first producer of the week. He goes by, let me tell you.
Grammarly makes communication at work one click.
He goes
simple.
by IRAP. Okay, yeah, there we go. It's IRAP back.
Whether you're looking,
I think IRAP kicked us off last round too. Okay, so give me a sec to get my notes up, guys. So I'm gonna play a portion of this beat. I'll probably play the first minute through, so it's roughly the same length as the ciphers. Maybe a little less because I know that they can be a little tougher for some folks. I'm just gonna jump right in here and show you guys what IRAP was doing. This one is called Remission. It was the sample flip for beat challenge number 2. So. Worked in some very eerie vibes here. It's got a very emotional, kind of somber thing going on. Really like this flip. These chops here too, like that sort of thing. This is like the chorus section. Jump through a little later. You got more of that, yeah. Okay, so for IRAP, that was a pretty, just to give you guys a general scope of the different sections that he used. What I said about that one is it's definitely a cool flip, like I said while it was playing. I really love the crunchiness in those drum sounds. I think I said that the first time I heard an IRAP beat too. I think that might be part of your like general style. And if that's the case, you run with that because I love your drum patterns and I love your drum sounds. They have this crunchiness, they have this weight to them that I think a lot of drums don't have when I'm doing these sorts of things. So definitely wicked on the drums. I feel like the instrumental palette of this beat sounds really complete sonically. Like it doesn't really feel like there's anything missing from it. But for this style of instrumental, I think I would have appreciated a little bit more like switch up in the back end. Like if I'm remembering correctly, there's 3 verses to this song, 2 choruses. And the verses and the choruses aren't particularly different from each other, not in like a super noticeable way. If you're going to have a first and second verse that sound pretty much the same, I think it would have helped to either have like a third verse that totally switched it up, like really overhauled it, kind of went with a different sample chop maybe just to keep things progressing. Because once you've heard the first minute and a bit of this beat, you kind of heard the whole beat. And I think that there's definitely room for improvement there. Maybe add in like a bridge or something just to like kind of break up the monotony because you have a really fucking awesome like couple of sections here. They have a lot of emotion to them. They have a lot of weight. Even someone like Cliff, who won our last cypher, I could see him approaching a beat like this really well with like a really distinct kind of emotion to it and a really authoritative kind of delivery on the mic. So yeah, just maybe add a bridge. Switch up the stuff in the back end. Don't do the same thing for too long because then it gets a little monotonous. But with an extra little bit, like everything about what you would actually already done was awesome. All right, so that was that guy. That was Remission by IRAP. It was his entry. Next up, we got our boy Cass Beats from the sub. Our boy Cass Beats, who used to host these streams. Shout out to my boy. He did a really, really cool live beat stream the other day as well. I watched the whole thing where he just, sat in front of his camera and he made a beat for you guys. Definitely for my producers, like, check it out because it's a very cool video. I liked it a lot. As someone who's trying to learn how to produce, it definitely gave me an idea of how he approaches that, as being somebody who is an MPC user. I'm not, but there's still a lot to learn from that. So next up, it's our boy Cass Beats. And I love how Cass always gives us these very nice videos with his beats to show us what he was rocking with. I'll play a little bit here. Hear that drum pattern, y'all. Such a nice swing on those drums. Getting the bass in. Take him jump ahead. I'm gonna jump ahead one more time. So that was Cass Beats, what he was rocking with there. That was HipHopWarzone Beat Challenge Shoe by Cass Beats. So Cass, my man, that was a fucking awesome beat, dude. I love this entry. There's a very cool swing to the drum pattern, unique flip when it was compared to like the previous beat that we just listened to, like the IRAP stuff. Like it's a very distinct flip versus the, very emotional kind of vibe that we were on for the last one. This one is like very much in that kind of like, I know it sounds different. Like, I'm not saying it sounds like this beat, but it gives me similar vibes to like Till I Collapse Eminem. I know I was kind of clouding on people who like think Eminem is the greatest thing ever or whatever earlier, but like, it gives me that kind of like vibe. I could see that kind of rapper going over this and having it sound really, really cool. So last week in the beat challenge, I hammered on about textural elements, about adding little one shots and little things to kind of add in to make it sound, more interesting to the ear and keep the listener engaged throughout the beat. And I think that Cass gave a masterclass in that shit this week. I think you gave a masterclass to folks in that shit this week. You had so many little vocal one shots in there. You had these little like instrumental like blah, 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 like fucking chimes and shit that you were sprinkling in there. It was like there was so much seasoning on the fucking salad, bro. There was so much seasoning on the salad, and it was good seasoning. Like it wasn't too much seasoning. We had just the right amount of seasoning. Fucking, it was perfect. I love that shit. Again, another thing that's similar that I said to IRAP is like, maybe it was just because of the style of video that you were trying to do with this beat, but I do think that there's more you could do to kind of bring in a sense of progression. This kind of suffers from that same sameness. And while the textural elements that I mentioned do a ton to distract the listener from the fact that between the beginning and the end of the beat, we don't really have that much switch up. I mean, obviously there's a lot of progression in the front end. But I feel like that kind of tops off as you finish up adding in your elements. So maybe when you're composing, think of how can I totally like, get the listener, how can I confuse them in a good way? How can I subvert their expectations? Because as you saw, like I jumped through multiple points in that beat, and every point that I dropped into sounded kind of similar to one another. So if you're, working on like an album cut for some rapper and he wants to like have this crazy, like, build into the next track or whatever, like maybe something like that could be added in future beat challenges to demonstrate that not only do you have this one sick flip in you, but you can take the same sample and rework it and then have it build as another progressive element to the song. But like overall wicked entry, like that's just a very small compositional critique. I really did love this beat overall. Way to go, Cass. And since we only had a couple of entries this week, we have U/Space Case O, who is going to be closing us out this week for the beat entries. So let's see what this guy's got going on. Like I said, I did listen to all of these already, so I'm gonna show you guys. This is Two-Face Two-Face Media with False Diamonds. HipHopWarzone. Oh, sorry, my mistake is Jester Exodus Beats False Diamonds. Yeah, here we go. There's a reason I'm playing this one from the beginning. Listen, though. You hear that? Really listen. If you guys don't got headphones on, and you can, if you have them sitting next to you, put them on. That's all I'm gonna play from that one. But there was more I could have showed you. That was definitely, for me this week, that was my favorite beat cypher entry. I'm just gonna say it right off the top. So that was a very cool flip once again. I felt like it was almost a middle ground between what Cass did and what IRAP did. Because it was a totally different approach to the flip, but it kind of brought that emotion while still bringing that authority. This style of chop I might be a little biased towards because like I really like things that kind of sound like this and kind of play with repeating like boom, 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 boom. Like I'm into that sort of thing. But I thought the mixing on this, okay, so that's the one thing I really want to boss up here. I love the mix on this beat. The reason I told you guys to put on headphones is because Two-Face or Jester Exodus Beats has gone here and he has created a very interesting sense of space in the instrumental. There's some very distinct placements of the sounds and the instruments, and he really created an excellent soundstage, sprinkled a nice reverb in there that really brings out the kind of room noise that he's kind of constructing in his DAW. I don't know how to do that to the level that Two-Face has gone and put it together. That Jester Exodus is going to put this together, because that way that he mixed this beat made it a clear front runner for me this week. It feels so rapper ready. It feels album ready. I can name like 15 cats that I think would kill this and have like a fire album cut. Like, it had so many builds, and the tension that it built always had a payoff at the end. It played with a lot of really cool kind of progressive elements. When I'm talking about progression, and when I'm talking about doing things to to keep the listener engaged and to feel like they're kind of moving somewhere, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm trying to say. And then, like, once again, just like Cass, he had a lot of those little one-shots, extra sample chops, and, like, extra little things mixed in. There was drum switch-ups. This beat really, really brought it for me this week. It felt rapper-ready to make it into a full song. You could just drop some vocals on top, mix them well, and you are ready to go. Like, there is not much editing that needs to go on past that point. I thought that was a clear... that was my favorite for the week, for sure. I absolutely love that beat. That was fantastic. All right, so... that's going to wrap that up, guys. I really appreciate you coming through for this week's feedback show. So yeah, we listened to a bunch of cypher entries. We had some really cool feedback for those. We had some really cool entries. I really, really thank you to everybody who participated. I know this is only my second time on the feedback show, but I really, really love this shit, man. I'm really having a good time. So like I said, for rappers, even if you think that the beat challenge topic is, or sorry, not the beat challenge, the cypher topic is weird, or, it's a beat that you don't typically ride on, don't be afraid to feel ridiculous, guys. Don't be afraid to do some ridiculous shit, because honestly, half the time, the most amazing creative things are born from those kinds of experiments. To the beat challenge entries, I mean, I thought that we had a very high level, of quality that came out of this week's beat challenge entries. I know that I said that I really loved the Space Case beat, or the Jester Exodus beat, but the stuff that Cass brought and the stuff that IRAP brought are excellent in their own right. It's just, for me, I'm somebody who really digs that sense of progression, who doesn't like a whole lot of repetition from beginning to end of a beat, and I think that it's Space Case, Jester Exodus, who really brought that in the back end for me this week. So, yep, way to go, guys. But, I really do want to reaffirm that every single beat that came in this week, those are all fucking awesome, man. Those are all, You could sell them. You could sell the leases. You'd make cash. That's good shit. I like what you guys did. I'm very, very, very excited to check out what you guys have for the next beat challenge and the next cypher. I'm ready to get in on the next cypher myself. And yeah, I'm specifically going to call on Jester Exodus Beats, Space Case. I really, really want you specifically, my guy, to maybe make a post on the subreddit detailing how you had gotten such an awesome mix on that beat, and really demonstrate to folks how you made that spacious kind of mix. Because I really loved how that heard, and it felt very complete to me. So I think that you have a lot that you could share with some of the other producers that are contributing to the subreddit right now. Okay, last but not least, guys, I've said it twice, maybe 3 times already, but I gotta say it for the people who might have just dropped in, might have just been checking out the beat challenge. On Monday at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be running our first War Room podcast. I am going to be hosting it, and I will have a guest on in the form of Maggothead96, also known as Cliff, Maggothead on the subreddit. You'll see him bumping around. He won the last cypher, so him and I are going to be going back and forth. We're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff. We're going to be going back and forth about like the mechanics of rapping, about the mechanics of lyric writing, and just kind of bouncing off each other in that way. We're going to be talking about our favorite albums from last year. And then, of course, we're also going to be taking a look at all of you guys' weekly self-promo submissions over the past couple of weeks, because we haven't done those in the streams yet. So him and I are going to be giving you guys feedback in tandem on Monday, 12 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you guys tune in. It's going to be right here on the channel. Look out for a link on the subreddit. Really glad to have done this with you guys this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's made me really, really happy that we had so much engagement this week, that we had so many people dropping in for the show. So yeah, thank you guys so much. It's your boy ZakNoC here. Thank you for watching HipHopWarzone live feedback show. Maybe go check out NoC Notes if you get some time, or if you're bored, maybe check out some of my tunes, maybe check out some of the excellent music that is released by anyone else on this subreddit. Until then, guys, stay hydrated. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, all that usual YouTube shit. Fucking help the channel out, guys. Help the channel out. All right, stay hydrated. I'm gonna see y'all next week. Peace out. Or not next week. It's gonna be in 2 weeks, 2 Saturdays. Fucking actually, yeah, I gotta give you that. What day is that? January 28th, 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be right back here for another feedback show for you guys, so make sure you tune in for that one. And with that being said, stay hydrated, guys. I will see you next time. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you share the fucking stream, guys. Let's build this subreddit up. Let's build each other up. Let's do this shit. Peace out.